for Aurora, as maybe some may think?
I think the only way this gets close is if Aurora is going to continue to play the lackluster Counter-Strike that we've seen from them so far. They haven't been at their best, but I see Aurora as a clear-cut victory, and I think they'll win 2-0 as well.
Well, let's see who is next up to be eliminated here in Budapest. Is it Aurora or will it be Astralis?
Two teams that maybe weren't supposed to be here. One of their majors are about to come to a crushing end. Aurora versus Astralis. And we're starting things off on an Astralis classic. It's Nuke to get us going.
Yeah, it's a map that's looked good for Astralis in recent times, even taking Vitality down in a playoff in China just recently. So you have some faith in this first map. It's later in the series where the worries may set in for the Danes. Aurora looking to dig themselves out of the hole, playing some strong teams in their couple of BO1s. Astralis, a lot more to prove here from O2. It's going to be fast down into this B site.
Major's already called for reinforcements. Jota moving in. It can't withstand the hit. Major, how's he going to fare? Gets out with one. It's Antares up next. Bomb taken away. Trades go left and right in this pistol round. And Aurora have been able to slow the roll of Astralis. Bomb now away from them. Woxic taking the advantage. And Yabi left up all alone as the last man standing for the Danes. Out on that swing, spots both players. Time's the only thing he's got to work with here. They're running him down, and they will chase Yabi to the grave.
Confident display here from Aurora. Hard rotates, all fighting together and able to just chase down that last man. It's reassuring for Aurora coming into this game where Astralis must be feeling all the pressure in the world. A team that, or an organization that picked up 4 majors but then went on to miss 5. Right back at it, but might just leave without making even a blemish in this major. It would be a disappointing result for Astralis. Add it to the cabinet. Aurora have had a far better year. So looking to capitalize on that by bouncing back from this dismal beginning here in Stage 2. We've seen, obviously, all the Stage 1 teams go 2-1, really, for the most part. And the Stage 2 teams who aren't warmed up, aren't used to the setups yet, come in a little bit slow, a little bit lackluster. These squads no exception. Only room for one of them in that final day of play, and Aurora trying to make sure it's them, but a bloody mess outside gives 2 kills off Glocks. And Astralis looking to pick up some guns. Device's Deagle does in a second.
I mean, it's the 2 legacy players for Astralis left in this. Magisk onto a gun, can't deal with Major on that swing. As a Device at 5 HP with the Deagle has to try and do this all alone. It wasn't even meant to be a super exciting round. Let's see if Device has got any tricks up his sleeve.
Trying to make it look like the full reset, but Jota with a very strong position can confirm this isn't the case. And so Aurora grouped up, able to trade. This does allow Device room for a bomb plant, something he'll have to think about whether he wants to stick or fake. But on this A site, there's just so many positions. Device with 18 seconds clearing what he can. Major setting up to win the round late. Right now going B, but that realization sets in as Device puts the bomb down, draws them in. Jota goes running, and he's there in time to safeguard the round. Aurora, it's a little costly, but it is a conversion.
Like the Jota just runs in there, doesn't, you know, wait for Major, doesn't look to play the 2v1. Getting a confident look out of Aurora, that much is for certain. Team who have experienced a lot of pain in playoffs at breaking through the kind of ceiling for this squad.
Aurora laughing off the 1-deeks. That's a good sign. A team prone to tilt at times, a team that have not always had the most faith in the captain's calls. It's something they've been talking about recently. Got to trust in their team at this point with such an important game. Good spirits can mean everything at this point, trying to come back with your tournament life on the line.
Here's them getting out over here towards ramp. Space that he's just had to give away. Kind of need to rotate here for Jota down at lower, because if Astralis follow through, he is the only guy there. Aurora don't believe that this is the all-in commit for Astralis. Spotted Stare up on main roof, and Xantares going to deal with him straight away. This feels like a solid read out of Aurora right now. They haven't overreacted. They haven't dropped extra players down towards lower. They leave Jota down there all alone. And while this is going on, Wakadi has even pushed all the way outside through the yard. Great chance at a backstab here. Cognizant of it. Huxi trying to keep eyes on. But it's the advantage extended for Aurora. This first gun round out of Astralis is starting to fizzle out.
I feel like Astralis have really overcooked this one by not committing on ramp. They might be able to punish Major, who reveals his position on top of the hut by dropping a Molotov. Falling in is the AWP. Bomb dropped, and there's a flank. Woxy kills his teammate. Pin trigger happy. He can't make up for it. Damage done to Magist, but a 1v2 ensues.
Just don't lose this round. I think you can write it off with a bit of a laugh. Magist pulling the bomb. It's an ugly look.
What's happening?
In a chaotic round.
Ugh. Very ugly, but Wicardia, he's smiling. So Aurora right now, but being put through their paces, but still coming out happy.
I mean, it was a really sick flank.
It was a great shot from Woxy.
Yeah, impressive, right? P2K insta headshot.
Sick. If only that was an enemy. We've all been there. Yeah, I don't know why Astralis didn't commit lower. They lose control. Aurora favorites on our betting partner. And Astralis, nothing to show here. Scout and some upgrades. No rifle to talk about on this T side. But yeah, when you lose their top roof, it kind of shuts down any chance that he can flank and get that heaven control and help you out on some late A splits. So just felt like going B was the best opportunity for Astralis, but back into that top site. Bit of luck is what even makes that round interesting, but this one shouldn't be. Backstab timing is perfect. Xantares plays active.
Wasn't ready for Stare, but I mean, how much does this really give you? He's pinned in by the Woxic AWP. They know where he is. And Woxic there to get rid of him. No ignoring that Aurora looking fearless in these first few rounds. Bloodlusting even in the case of Woxic.
I think that's reassuring to see. I don't think you can afford to respect Astralis if you're Aurora at this point in the tournament. Right, this is a team, or rather a stage you should be running through. And you have to have some confidence-inspiring wins if you're going to do anything in Stage 3 anyway, right? This is an Aurora who finally picked up their first trophy back at Bucharest prior to the Major. And even there, Major talked about how, yeah, you know, it's a trophy, it's great, but it's not Tier 1 event, it's not Tier 1 teams, no top 5 teams in attendance. So Aurora clearly still want more. A team that has made almost every playoff this year, but struggled inside of them. Still feel like they have things to show and room for growth, and they're right, they do. So getting through Astralis has to be a gimme here for Aurora today. Device has other ideas.
We'll get to see how Astralis look with a man advantage to play with. Something Huxi hasn't been able to have in this game to call from yet. So they're going to cross with these yard smokes down. Multiple players getting into secret, linking up with Device. Woxic already in at lower. He's tried to be very involved on this AWP. And he won't be in the right place to put it to work.
Can Yabi find the timing? He's often lurking door right now, and there's a lot of eyes on door for Aurora. Yabi is ready to jump ramp at a moment's notice.
Rotates are going to be labored here out of Aurora, so Woxic really has to put on a show. Here's them up above him, here's the door swing in front, and he's just focused forward. Ooh. Jump down for Stare, clears him out, and Woxic, you relied on a multi-kill there to even entice Aurora for this retake.
The pathing is nice for Astralis. I don't think Woxic can really do anything there. He can't be looking up with the AWP, revealing his position with his barrel, flicking around. He just has to hold the door and hope they come through. Aurora given nothing on this B-bomb site, so save is the right call. Yabi's lurk doesn't even activate. He's coming back to chase these kills, and he might find them. Two players heading spawn side. Yabi here to punish.
One got removed, deals
nice
with both of them. And so this becomes a costly round for Aurora. They were hoping to just kind of run it back in the next. They got out with all those guns, would have been a super comfortable buy. Still going to be able to get one, but it will have limitations here for Aurora. This can be a way back in for Astralis thanks to that hunt at the end.
So what's the move here for Astralis? Probably going to let Device run his AWP, look for another opener. He's been peeking above these smokes. They come down once more. A bit of pace behind this one for Astralis. Spotted actually crossing. So nades on the smoke, well timed. And Hooksy, oh, Magis instead, actually gets that kill. 7 health the difference. An ugly spray. In a chaotic round, Aurora used multiple nades on the same smoke. Tries to get one man down, but they make it look like more, so I feel like Aurora are going to panic here. Look at the rotates coming down on ramp. 3 players. That's exactly what Astralis want. Ending up at an empty bomb site right now. Major joins Jota in B, and Woxic scopes ramp. This feels like a hard round to lose here for Astralis. Going ramp is one way to.
Oh, that's not a good start.
Oh.
Woxic! Gnarly double on the scout.
Still
And
time.
now Astralis, 3 versus 4. There is a time to reconsider this if they want, but it's left to a low HP Magisk. Stare still floating around in the vents, and this one's going to try and end it upper after all. Wakadia lies in wait. Woxic's done a lot to make this round interesting. Molly forces a decision out of Wakadia. He elects to swing. So 3v2, Aurora more than interested in this retake. Woxic's given them a reason to believe. They've got a kit on Major, good little bounty of util as well, and nothing for Astralis to try and slow this retake down. Flash comes in. Hooksy, it's not the dodge. Full blind, still going to get away with it. And now Stare plays it forward right in to the waiting arms of Major. That was a low econ round out of Aurora, and Woxic with those scout shots over towards ramp completely changes the nature of that round.
Yeah, unfortunate for Astralis, they go right into Woxic and he still nails 2 headshots. That's just can't be accounted for. Trying to split B to join up with Stare, it doesn't even come to matter that Aurora have stacked that B bomb site. I love that Wakadia pushes through that molly as well. With a man advantage already, he knows 1 kill drastically increases the chance of winning the round. It thins Astralis' numbers. It means they can't cover all positions in that post plant. So big play for Wakadia. 5-1 lead right now. Aurora full control. Astralis' chance to break the money eludes them. Wakadia had such a great opening day in this stage. Even though they went 1-1, he was statistically top player of the entire stage as well. Him and Woxic, both in the top 10. Astralis utilizing a lot of double walls. This is the least they've been outside in any of these rounds. So as the second cross wall comes up, questions may be asked here for Aurora. Their smokes don't break. Astralis ready to pop this top site, and for some reason Aurora seem to have read this perfectly. They have no one outside right now. Xantares is even pulling back. Woxic just leaves heaven. The time to go is now here for Astralis if they want to make this exec work, but Xantares just about in time.
Wakadia trying to play through, was hoping to save the day here. Play hero at the back of the site, but he gets crept on. Stare, an important kill to flush out the anchor man. Might lend a little bit of time here to Jota on the backstab, see if he can make this interesting. It's a strong position to have, and if he can find a kill, Aurora's suddenly interested, but flanks on flanks, it's Magisk that hits harder. Jota might get out with a handful of kills here. 1v2, he decides he doesn't want to give it a go and heads for the hills with this AK.
I would like him to maybe try it out, but having such a powerful post-plant position that Magisk more than favored to close it out, and Jota at least gets an upgrade. Astralis, nice A execute. Even though it felt like for a moment Aurora had read it, it was actually just a change of positions. Woxic and Xantares swapping spots as the smokes fade outside. And so Astralis jump at the perfect time, reducing the Aurora economy to nothing but this saved AK. So a chance for Astralis to get moving here on this T-half. Jota starts B, might just come up secret here.
Last time Astralis kind of had that chance to take control of the money was the Woxic scout round, and so in this one, you know, you just have to hope that everything's kind of on rails here, that nothing weird or wild happens. You do not want to give this one away. Jota in the right place, plays it through the molly, hangs around, fighting to his last breath. And they're now going to go looking for that gun out in secret.
They can afford to wait right now. It's Astralis feeling the burn.
You just don't want to give this over. Otherwise, you've had two opportunities at these like breakthrough moments in the game. And this one, far more one-sided in Astralis' favor. Has to be where they start picking up some steam. Stair brings us back into a 3-on-3, but are they ready for Wakadia?
He saw him without a gun. I wonder if that makes you question it. Stair's still considering.
He's got the bomb here. Crossing in out towards main. Wakadia is going to miss this timing, and he'll link up with the rest of his team out on the top site.
It's a weird decision for Woxic. I would have liked it if he just fought with the AK, play on that headshot angle. If he dies, his teammate can still pick it up. He kind of just gave a kill for free, and Wakadia never went to trade it. So kind of no point on that move here for Aurora. It's left them, despite Jota's double, in with no chance. Grab those guns outside, perhaps. Warp is not a bad save. So Jota's done well, but Astralis have done better, finding their third on this T side. No way. No armor. Surely not. So just the orb save, but good damage at least here from Aurora on their way out. Astralis still have plenty of money for the time being. Astralis, a team that even in recent times have struggled getting rounds on the T side of Nuke, but despite that, begrudgingly pick it time and time again. Looking to improve, looking to find their form on this map, and now relying on it to stay alive in the Major. Train has been anything but good for them.
Yeah, you're dead on. I mean, it's been, you know, even though it is a very consistent appearance, a very consistent pick from Astralis, and you're a little bit a ways away from really you're thinking of EPL when you're talking about some of those most woeful T-sides where they had back-to-back games not picking up a single T-side round, but occasionally that problem has reared its head for them. And you don't want it to have kind of cropped up again in at the Major at the worst possible time in the do-or-die game. So now they're kind of at this juncture where they can really recover this T-half before it becomes a problem. They're in charge of the money game right now with a chance to break Aurora again, and that would tie this game up all of a sudden.
And the first time Aurora throw a molly on main roof, Astralis don't throw insta smokes. Going for a dry round outside, just crossing to red. Woxic looking to hold on to this or pull back to heaven. Xantares, you trust him in this position. Smokes come down though, might not get a chance to fight. He's going to look to break them. Comes in a bit early. Astralis take their time. Jota at ramp, flashed off.
Oh, awkward exec out in a ramp from Astralis. It cost them a lot of players to get this space. And even then, they don't really possess it. Magisk at least drops in some utils, so they're going to be able to get out towards ramp, but all across the map here, Astralis are just getting dealt with. They hear Magisk charging out ramp side. He makes it real easy for Wakadia.
Just a bunch of cheeky positions taken here for Aurora. A bunch of off angles, and unlikely clears. Can stair style anything out of this round with 20 seconds.
Just so little time. And so it ends up being a very clean round for Aurora. That kind of looming chance you had to take control of the money is once more gotten away from Astralis. And it's them who enter a bit of a problematic area now with the decision to make. You could try and squeak a buyout here, but do you want to? Timeout called in ahead of this round, maybe to address that exact fact. I think one of the things that is just starting to feel rough for this Astralis T side is they've had multiple chances now to be the team in charge of the money, and it's in these kind of make or break moments, the rounds where you could start streaking, 2 for 1 essentially. They've often fallen short.
It's Aurora who are capitalizing on the money, having no problem dealing with these eco rounds. Another deviced Eagle, but with the exception of 1 AWP kill and 2 Deagle kills, it's been quiet this game. It's been a bit of a problem for Astralis recently, Device's form. Been a while since he's been the consistent output player for this Astralis team. Centaur's getting pressured right now, might have to fall back, put some range between him and the Glocks, but the spray is fine. The smoke's in the way here for Astralis, so not far to go, but the grave. Centaurus and Wakadia just getting stuck in, hounding down these remaining Astralis players. That's something. But nothing more. 7-3 for Aurora. Full control of this game right now. Astralis need these last 2 rounds.
Counter-terrorists win.
Well, Device is donning that AWP again, and I think, you're dead on. He has been a bit of a problematic piece here for Astralis. Someone who, for years, his whole thing was winning majors inside of Astralis. Well, he's now spent a lot more time missing them.
The last time we saw Device in a major playoff was in NIP. That was years ago. Oh, Santaris is just feeling it today.
Oh, Woxic, eyes on the door.
Oh.
All that was left to do was shoot. Again, another one of these just hefty advantages for Aurora. How can you really expect Astralis to battle back in here? They're going to go looking at ramp, but not only has Jota been solid, he's got assistance this time. Doesn't even feel like he needs it right now with how consistent he's been in these ramp fights, but there is Santares as that second piece to stop the spillover.
He's everywhere, man. He is absolutely everywhere. 2 frags outside, moves back into a committed position in ramp and just plays off Jota beautifully. Like you said, Jota's needed no help, but just adding to the tally here for Aurora on this CT side. 8 rounds already, and Astralis have no money to show for it. They're not getting bomb plants. They're not even getting high damage rounds. The last 3 rounds, they found 2 kills combined. And so
seeing a lot of frustration as well on the cams. Astralis, it feels like, you know, the problem of these T sides is really leveled its head, raised its head at the worst possible moment for Astralis. Right when they needed to depend on Nuke the most, feeling like it's let them down thus far.
And a lot of these rounds have just come down to them getting picked apart, right? We're not seeing any real set plays. We haven't seen abuse on this A-bomb site, although it's very hard right now with how mobile Aurora have been. But Astralis have nothing they can feel like they rely on this T side. That's a good entry. Xantara's caught looking astray, but is that gun even retrievable here for Astralis?
It's always a bit hard as well, right? When you find Xantara's like that, he's given a tremendous degree of freedom here on this CT side, so it doesn't tell you a hell of a lot either. Wakadia now tries to take up this position out in the yard to stop it becoming a problem, and Woxix just handed a free chunk of damage there on Hooksy. Looking like it might just be a topside exec for Astralis in the final round of the half. That's all they're left with. Util comes out, but they're going into the stack.
Yeah, feet spotted. Wakadia back in time, still gets his shot. And they're waiting for this flank from Magisk yet again. They might not need it. Clean tap for Jota. Can he read this flank right now? Magisk looking to win the round on his own. They line up with a MAC-10, but there's a trade for Major, and that's enough for Astralis to break through with pistols and find their 4th round. It's not a lot, but it has to be enough for Astralis to survive in stage 2 of the Major.
With a strong start from Aurora, Astralis' home map of Nuke is called into question at the end of that first half. Train waiting in the wings as well. It's been a real strugglesome map for this Astralis team, so you can't help but feel like they are banking on a win on Nuke.
It's not a good sign for Astralis right now. In the 4 times they've played Aurora on Nuke this year, Astralis have won it every single time. That's including with Rugger playing over Device. They still picked up a map of Nuke over Aurora. Right now, 8-4 down. Pistol just feels so monumental at this point in the match. Device still silent. Yabi unable to get any lurks off. No one here to save Astralis.
And you know, I mean, you're dead on. They've played each other a hell of a lot, but you can kind of see some comfort and familiarity from Aurora as a result. This would be a nice way to pick it up if you can find success in this pistol. And so quickly, it's only Major left. Herd out in the yard. Device going to turn on a dime and deal with him. Astralis have got to hope that with that pistol round, they can bring themselves back into the game.
Yeah, baby steps here for Astralis, one at a time until they're off to a sprint on this CT side. I think that's at least something to fall back on, knowing that you haven't lost this map, although it's going to pump up a team like Aurora, who definitely want revenge, who take things personally. At the same time, Astralis can say that to themselves, hey, this is our map, it's our home map, it's the one we always beat Aurora on, even in these lost series. So let's get back to the races. Pistols out here for Aurora.
Yeah, similar looking second round to what Astralis got to run. It's this one deagle for Woxic, and that's really about it. You know, Aurora, they've seen Nuke every single time these teams have gone blow for blow. And like you say, they haven't had the best track record on it. Been the one consistency for Astralis. Also means Aurora, they knew this would be coming. They knew what to expect.
So much of Aurora can come down to, you know, whether Xantares is having a good day, right? Whether Woxic's hitting his shots, and we've seen some shaky games from Woxic in this tournament for sure, but Xantares showed up to start this CT side, was just roaming in the yard, finding multi-kills. Woxic hitting the shots he had to as well. These are reassuring signs from Aurora.
Yeah, pound for pound, Aurora have looked better. Device gonna deal with Woxic. That's really the only threat in this round. Should just be a clean finish from here on out. Bit of trickery from Magisk up at the door to keep that one clean.
Love that from him. Discussions on the desk of, you know, if Astralis do get eliminated here today, is this the last time we see even a couple of players in this roster? Magisk in the jersey on short-term loan. Device questions of his future. Stound consideration of coming back. A lot of questions for Astralis' future right now. They can drown all that out by coming back in this game and going on to the final day of play. So what's it gonna be? First gun round on this T side for Aurora. Smokes come down outside.
With the block. Denies across in towards Secret, but with that kill on the device, Xantares and co pick up a bit of steam out in the yard. Hooksy caught in a very awkward manner as Jota drops in off the roof. And I mean, now Astralis, they feel boxed in. There's nowhere left to run in this round. You got two players in at the top site. They'll split the defense, but now you're kind of masters of nowhere. You're relying on a huge individual play from either Yabi or Magis to try and recover this round.
And we know how Aurora play these situations. 4-1, right? Grouped up, all just walking together. Magix needs multiple kills down in this B bomb site. They're going to chase him with the bomb. Woxic gets that kill, and meanwhile, Jota's gained space out upper. So back they go. Yabi perhaps even rotating wrong. He is going to move in the right direction. But 20 seconds... and a mountain to climb here for Yabi. Unless he drops the bomb, I don't see a way. Jota's got the cover if he's going to swing out. Comes in for the clear. And he's got it easily. Nice round from Jota, 3 kills. Felt like Hooksy was just going through the motions there, dropping the nade on the smoke when he was being pressured so much. He didn't want that fight. And they drop in, reacting to it. Astralis back to autopilot here, as they're left with a really ugly buy if they want to go for it. Deciding against it now, pistols out, but that's just going to give Aurora double digits. heard that. Hooksy goes no further. No eyes outside here. Device extremely passive, and with a 5-7, only good if they come close. They will, but with a flashbang, so nice clear from Arcadia. Hooksy waiting to delay, but it's already too late because Aurora are up top. Just a matter of time now.
Yeah, you're so boxed in. I mean, just look at the minimap. This position, having two guys up in heaven, it feels like this should be unlosable for Aurora. Only pistols to worry about, and they're about to get cleared. Yami flying under the radar right now, but not for much longer. Xantares, 2 quick kills, and there's the third. Stair walks right into him. Aurora onto double digits, and time very quickly running out for Astralis.
Just a great game across the board for Aurora. No weak piece, right? Xantares and Wakadia, bunch of impactful multi-kills. Woxic, he was doing great on CT side as well when called upon, not often. And Jota's right there with the solid ramp holds round after round. These odds keep getting even more favorable for Aurora. Astralis, final dish attempt here, you feel like, in this map. One more fall by. Device is AWP, but he's had only one impactful kill in this game. And that was in CT pistol round, a round they sweeped.
I mean, you want to see more mileage out of Device because there is this slow feeling that the sun is setting on this player. He was already someone where, you know, largely due to like medical reasons, it was sometimes a little nerve-wracking to have on the squad. But at least his output was good for most of the year when he was there. The idea that he would be struggling now on top of that, I think, could leave you in a bad way. So let's see if Device can have his moment. Just one off of the AWP as it's a mad scramble out in the yard. They never saw Wakadia, who closes in with the bomb, looking for a bit of space down here out towards Hell. And again, Astralis have no real choice but to split the defense here. Once more, just depending on a big heroic moment, and it's not going to arrive. Aurora, anytime they've wanted this heaven control, they've had it. Okay, that's a bit of a problem.
That's a mistake. Threw the bomb in the wrong place. Or if he missed that jump, it would have been an issue. But Aurora get it down in time. Yabby up the vent, 1v3. No kids, no knowledge of that third player either. He's going to find out the hard way. Wakadia just swings in because Aurora just feel confident right now. Everything's working. You know, when we talk about some of these more experienced players, some of these older players, and especially around the conversation of age, I think there's no better example than Xantares, right? 30 years old, just won his first LAN coming into this major, or, you know, first proper LAN of his career. You know, first time in HLTV top 20 last year at number 15. That's crazy to believe. And he's still putting up games like this. The performance from Xantares in this map is so dominant. Finding such clinical kills, he's still got it. Yeah,
there's something that's really quite, you know, special about that idea that it's a name you've known about for over 10 years in the game. Just even had that time where he went further afield and, you know, went into big, went international, then returned to try and build up Turkish Counter-Strike again. And this was one of the guys that was 11 years ago now was meant to try and bring the hype to that original Space Soldiers roster. And it's still the same guy, still doing the same stuff.
Doing better stuff sometimes. He is the finest wine. And Aurora, no complaints about this game right now, looking to just finish the job. Hooksy trying his luck in the smoke. But Aurora have crept across into secrets. Xantares finds that kill with ease. And Woxic's late to the party, or in fact, right on time. Shoots Hooksy in the back of the head. One kill from Majestig, the only guy delivering anything in this game. Saw him on the player cams as well, trying to bring some energy to this team, some reassurance. And he's had a series of good maps in Astralis, not necessarily at this major, but in the one game, in one of the games they lost, one of the BO1s popped off despite that against M80. And has showed up in some of the more impactful Astralis wins. But it's just one player after all. And no one player can save Astralis in a round like this. 3-on-4, Aurora down secret. Match has cleared the top site.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Match are kind of going back to what started his year off so well, which is these 1-4 setups, always kind of having a guy in reserve, looking to find the gaps. And as a result, Astralis have never been able to have a stack in the right place. They feel like they're getting read like a book. But oftentimes, this is info that Aurora are going and seeking out in the mid-round. They're not worried about the clock. They're not kind of letting the pace of the game get away from them. They've mastered that throughout the entire game.
Should be something here for Magisk. But getting out is unlikely as Aurora put on map point on Astralis' pick, a map that Astralis have won 4 times to the 0 over this squad this year, and they are about to get handed a deadly, brutal, dominant loss from Aurora with their major life on the line. 4 rounds in a row, Astralis wait for this final bye. But with how Train has treated them this year alone, it does feel like it's setting Aurora up for survival.
Yeah, I mean, even just the fact that this has been a series that historically has gone the way of Aurora, the only map that Astralis have ever been able to take in this head-to-head the last 3 times they've played is that of Nuke. And so this really does spell disaster for Astralis. It's a foe that has consistently been able to beat them in 3-map series, even without the win on Nuke. So this just opens up a path for it to be even more dominant for Aurora.
Here we go, Device. AWP, he will fall off eventually, not knowing about the silo cross. He's going to repeat from Garage side. As he smokes Fade, a second wall comes down. Is there a window of opportunity here for Device?
I mean, at this point, Astralis know what Aurora are doing. They've cleared out lobby. They see the second wall of smokes. They know Aurora. They know what's happening. And so the spam, hoping to connect, it's kind of rough that Magisk hasn't found anything there, considering just the volume of players behind that smoke.
It's going to be a test on this B-bomb side, though, because Hooksy, what can he do? Just jump spot and get away? He's got no more util.
Feels kind of mad that the rotates are so far away in this round, but I guess that's the fear that Aurora have instilled across this map. Oh. The idea that they can change their mind on the fly and leave you out of pocket, but it is still this lower commit right now, looking to chase down Hooksy. Magisk willing to lend a helping hand, and Hooksy drops in looking for even more. He'll secure his second. Magisk hasn't had to fire off yet, and there's the cover. Aurora get dealt with on this lower hit. It's only Wakadia left.
And that was his chance avoided. Astralis survive. 5 alive as well. A much needed round on this campaign back on the CT side. And at least a nice active move for Astralis, right? Going out on their terms, taking back lobby, getting the info, and pre-rotating. First time out comes in for Aurora, or second one rather. As they look to get ahead of this.
Counter-terrorists win.
119 ADR from Xantares. Hooksy's in a good position. They haven't cleared this either. No one spotted him from silo. So this could be multiple kills. In fact, it kind of has to be. As Aurora pack play outside again.
Just homed in on that swing.
He should never be swinging this, right? Oh, maybe they did spot him, because that is quite consideration over his position. Woxic from Silo hit that. However they got that info, well, it pays off here for Aurora. 5v4, panic to be.
You're flying blind if you're Astralis. They need a type of reaction here, and it's going to be to move in, try and take lobby back. This is where Major is lurking. On the outside takes, you'll often find him here as that fifth piece, separate from the rest of the pack. Go up on a T-roof with a chance to backstab the yard. I kind of like this move for Magisk. He's diverting his attention right now to try and flush out Major.
Just missed it.
Who stayed one step ahead on that fallback. Xantares with the climb up in towards heaven. And Device has missed these timings. Going to catch Xantares on the climb up, and the trade wasn't there. Wakadia a little wide. Aurora, this is still fumbleable. Stair dealt with down at lower. That's a huge bit of relief. It's Magisk on this flank. He wasn't known about earlier. They never spotted him. He'll play his hand early from the top of Silo, reclaiming the 3-on-3. Wakadia dead out towards Hell, and Major and Jota are both split up. But playing around in the vent, Yabi's been spotted making it down, and this is just a mad scramble for a bomb plant. Major alone in the 1v3.
Should not be possible here. Astralis just have to get together, group up, and hit this as a unit. Major desperately trying to isolate a 1v1 right now. Door is a good position. He hears Yabi cross in, but it's Magisk with his eyes on position, and Major walks right in. So Astralis, couple of stressful rounds here, but they're staying alive in this map. Device, big 3K, big, most impactful round yet of the game, right? Pulls out the pistol, goes into very dangerous territory, and comes out with multiple kills. Needed that round. Need every round here for Astralis. As Aurora try and get tricky on this T side. They're still getting bomb plants, they're still getting interesting positions, so they're still getting buys. That's what Aurora have to remember.
The thing that's starting to feel frustrating for them is they likely just feel like they've had a couple of good chances to have actually closed this game already.
Sure.
And yet Astralis have found a way to claw it back every time. Just need that one solid round to put a bow on this map.
I'll drop the vent.
Try and spill over out towards heaven. Device as a result is the guy in position, meant to deal with this, but just concedes the space, gives it away. And so Xantares allowed to climb on up. They lose Major on this lurk in lobby. They're hoping that heaven can be their way in.
It's good control for Astralis.
Both sides have traded places. Playing it loud out from heaven. Don't try and use the element of surprise. Magisk still on the line here, and Yabi in with a shot as well. They both find success. Astralis looking for yet another flawless round on the attempt of the comeback. And only Xantares now with 25 seconds left, bomb away from him. He's not in any position to give this one a go. Spotted on the fullback, so even the save is tentative now for Xantares.
I think this is one of the problems when you have, an in-game leader play these lurk positions, right? Astralis put Yabi in lobby because they know mechanically he can hold his own. And yeah, there are maps, there are times where Major puts on great games, but the floor is very low when you compare him to his teammates. And putting Major back in lobby, every single round Astralis have pushed together and flushed him out, and he's not gotten a single kill in that position in this game. So Astralis, they see the outside smokes, they see the clear game plan, they just kill Major in lobby, and they know what's going on. They know it's a quad outside lead with main split, Hooksies down the vents, pre-rotating, blocking, and so Astralis have a great idea of what is going on in this game, and it makes it easier because they're doing every round from 5v4.
Yeah, I think, it'd be a good time for Aurora to try and use that tendency against Astralis, right? You're anticipating this lobby aggression now. Whenever they've seen the outside smokes, it's been the instant port of call for Astralis. And so there's a way you can try and use this tendency against them.
Magi's tried a series of positions, but None of them
flushing
coming
him out every single time.
There's literally not one kill in this lobby position from Major. Feels like a problem for Aurora right now, and Astralis are absolutely abusing it. So some nice rounds down the stretch for Astralis. You just don't get comfortable at any point, even on these rounds. Aurora can call something a bit looser. Like that.
Yeah, fast run out through the door, but they accelerate into Magisk and Yabi, who have looked solid in at the top site. That's also the bomb dropped out towards the door. And so a big problem for Aurora. The odds of this being some up-tempo eco upset to close the game very much diminished now. They don't have the bomb control. They've sustained heavy damage. Walk out into the yard. Device at least gets the spot. He's been given a couple of chances now to get this kill.
Just waiting for Xantares to commit. And here he will. Oh, Device just moved off, but re-peek is fine. Spotting Jota as well. But they have no bomb. It's in A. Aurora from these positions can't get anything. Astralis safeguard another CT-sided round. 4 in a row here with their, or 4 in a row with their backs against the wall. Astralis still in with a shot. 1 gun round makes all the difference. Aurora, their best chance of winning the game is here.
Yeah, you once had 6 chances to close this game out, but you've burned 4 of them.
And most of them were rifle rounds. That was only Aurora's first eco in this run. Next round's not going to be pretty if they don't get a plant either.
I think it's also just rough because you kind of tense up a bit more now, right? You've lost a lot of the playbook. You feel like you could have tried earlier. You certainly don't want to leave it to some sudden pace change this late in the game where it feels like, you know, you could throw it all away on the back of a fast topside hit. So rounds are likely to get slower here for Aurora. And it's in that you can start overthinking. For a team that have struggled in these high-pressure moments, this is not where they want to be.
Device, this is a really nice position to be right now, and his teammate committing by his side. If Device can get an opening kill, it's going to be a problem, but moving between positions, Stare backs him up. 2 kills for Astralis, and there's more where that came from. Mag just doesn't want to overplay it. There was a chance there for Astralis to jump the gun. But even from here, a very difficult position for Aurora. Xantares with too much to clear. Creeping in against the captain of Astralis, who holds down for 1 more. 2v5. And honestly, you could justify saving your guns. You're just not going to get a bomb plant in a round like this. So Aurora walk back, and Astralis take us all the way to round 24.
Oh dear. All right, pressure on for Aurora. I mean, dude, that was them trying to use that lobby reaction against Astralis. They were anticipating the push, but unable to deal with it. Good stuff for Device and Stare, who went aggressive. It looked like the timing was really off on that ramp push.
Yeah.
Right as Device kind of left the safer angle and started to commit, that's when he gets swung, but he hits the shot, and that's all that matters. That's all anyone's going to remember. Astralis are within touching distance of extra time, and they are full hunting these saving players. Won't get here in time to remove the guns, but this is really all Aurora are going to have to work with.
We've got a game.
6 opportunities to close, and we arrive at the final one for Aurora.
Right, give Xantares an AK right now, and honestly, just let him roam outside. Device has been a bit of a nuisance out there, but Aurora haven't seen what it's like without smokes. They haven't put the wall down. Heavy lobby, and you can't blame them with the difficulties Major has been having. He's going for very late smokes right now. Only got enough for a single wall.
You're hoping to kind of prompt the reaction of this lobby aggression.
Just feels like too late in the day here for Astralis to go back to it. Trusting their position, Stare locks himself into a great spot. There is no support though. Device hurrying up. It's too quiet outside.
Yeah, Device gonna move around. Takes first contact out of hell. Xantares removes him.
Gotta clear this.
They have to check this position, and so infrequently do people do it, but Wakadia never took his eyes off the prize. 5-on-3, and they're playing with pace now, straight away and towards lower. Astralis have 2 players here, but it's an awkward sequence from Uxie. Yabi and Magisk desperately trying to cling on, hoping and praying that this comeback would come through, only for Aurora to take it all away at the 11th hour. Every single chance needed. But in round 24, in a map that goes the distance, Aurora finally shut down Astralis on Nuke.
They strip it back. Couple of Star Rifles finding important headshots down the stretch for Aurora, and they just speed up as a pack into that B-bomb site, and they break Astralis.
Astralis is roughly the 15th best team in the world, so I think this is actually a pretty fitting home for him. I know he's on loan. I know that probably is going to be a little bit difficult to just buy him out of that. So, but in terms of just like pure skill and output, this to me makes sense for him. But I would say that some of the other players on the team are the ones that I need a little bit more from, Device namely.
Well, potentially last stop for the Danes here in Budapest. That comes down to Aurora's map pick of Train.
Potential disaster on the horizon for Astralis as they're staring elimination dead in the face. We're on Aurora's pick now. This is one that Astralis have struggled on. The only map they've been able to ever take off of Aurora in this head-to-head is that of Nuke. And so it's Aurora in a fantastic position to try the 2-0. Yabi opens things up on a Xantares, but that bomb is getting planted. There's nothing Astralis can do about it. We end up in a 3-on-3 post-plant with the retake coming in quickly. Astralis here, Woxic spots them, looking to deal with both players. Push on the Magisk, and he'll hear his shots. It's suddenly all eyes on Woxic. Oh, that's a crazy tap, and now with Uxie out of the round, Magisk goes looking for that kit. Been retrieved, but time is ticking low. And Woxic not giving him a reason to go for this. Only now out with the swing. Woxic seals the deal in the pistol. A clutch to open things up from Aurora's sniper.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. He had to pull the smoke out, but maybe should have done it in cover. Magisk caught fumbling in the open, and Woxic, lovely 1v2 with limited room for error, low health. Had some key shots and puts the round on the board here. Astralis is a map that has plagued them this year alone. They haven't beat a good team in this map on this map in 6 months, and that was Aurora, but the last 2 times they played this map, they've lost to Aurora. They've been straying away from it. Whereas the Turkish side happy to pull it in. Astralis find a force buy. Try and bring aggression to the party, but Aurora, as long as they keep their eyes on Popdog, it should be no problem. Explosive here for Astralis.
Oh, backstab in. Swing out. Awkward couple of misses. Major and Xantares make up for it.
It's a nice try from Astralis, but what more can you do? If 3 players committing only gets you 2 kills, your hopes of winning the round feel dire. The flank contained, and look at the reset. This is so cheeky. If Yabi keeps going, he'll uncover this. But every second he jiggles on this angle is a further step Aurora will make to winning this round. This is the last move you'd expect, to be honest.
Yabi doesn't find a multi-kill, this one's over. Xantares tries to clear him up close and gives one away, so we end up in an uncomfortable little 2v2 here. Bomb might get planted. It's Yabi's death, and now leaves it all on Device. He just plays through this smoke right on the fade. They didn't see him get out. And so aware that he might have a bit of a timing here, he's closing in, searching for the man that didn't plant the bomb. A misread costs him his life. Jota gonna swing out wide and finish the job.
Hurts for Device, man. Just a couple of seconds difference there on that push, and he's going to catch both players, or at least catch info. It's the lack of that leaves him lacking. And Aurora, a bit of a stressful round, I'm sure, but they convert it, dealing with that aggressive B play.
Terrorists win.
Nice! Bravo lan Samet.
Aurora going to get that 3-0 lead, so it seems. Cardia playing at the front. There's a pop flank here, but Jota is playing extremely safe. And Aurora can just walk into this outside site. Careful. Yeah, that feels like an oversight. With that information, Aurora just go in. See Kevlar save.
Hoping to try and do some damage at the close. And there is the chance here that Voxic ends up dying with this bomb. Wakati has given them a way out, and that AK just has to be saved. Device hits some awkward timings here and won't get anything done. There's Aurora off to the races with the 3-0 start.
Attempt at chaos there at the end, but Aurora looking very comfortable on their map pick. Here are the guns for Astralis. And while we at least have evidence to suggest that they have staying power on Nuke, right? That was a 12-6 game they brought back to the last round of regulation. Nothing on the numbers speak to that here on Train. Not even the odds.
A lot has to go right for Astralis. You know, you're going to need matches to continue putting up numbers. You want a recovery from Yabi, who just went entirely missing on that previous map, and you need Device to start to be a lot more involved on this AWP. He's trying to come in with a bit of a play to open things up, and a missed shot that just sails on past. And now the AWP knowing about, he tries to quickly rotate out of position. I also just think the way Aurora plays perfect to keep a team rattled and nervy in this kind of a spot. It's always going to be these slow rounds, not afraid to make big rotates. You've already seen that in this map from Major with how they played their anti-eco. And then all of a sudden it comes at you real quick. Aurora exec out towards this A site, and they're going to sandwich Stair here. Trapped out over towards Red. He deals with two. Stair putting on a show. Finally run down by Major. But he's given Astralis a fighting chance in this round with that double. Again, more of this mid-round movement for Aurora. Never wants to keep it simple. They're going to up and leave in the 2v2.
And with the penny drop here for Astralis, Major is considering, and he'll start to hear them bound out B, but it's already too late. The space has been taken, the Molotov put down allows his bomb plot, and Major can smoke to try and get back in. But Device has a long route back through spawn. Major and Xantares looking to finish what they've started. Make that just Xantares. But in a clutch, you can't turn your nose up against the mechanical beast that is this man.
If you're Aurora, you're looking on full faith that he can win this. These are the rounds that Xantares is supposed to deliver you. And with that swing, he's put down straight away. Device gives it to him on the rifle, drops that AWP away and shuts down Xantares in the 1v2. That's how Astralis get on the board. A chaotic round, big multi-kill from Stair to get the ball rolling. And Device does right by his teammate there, completing on that round for Astralis.
A super impressive round for Stair. When you consider that coming into this series today, Aurora, of the 16 teams in the stage, had the second best kills traded of any team here in stage 2. Well, Stair's able to put that under question. In a difficult position, Astralis win their first round.
Been a Slight lack of awareness around some of these pop pushes as well, and it could be another lucrative one brewing for Astralis. Backs turned on both players in and upper right now, just playing their timing, and they actually get far enough away from pop. They're pouncing out onto the B site. Magis caught as he looked to reposition, thinking those upper halls were clear. They've lost a lot of space over at B.
No.
Device didn't see him, goes back in.
I think he might have. No?
No, Magis doesn't know it, but he's got Astralis' orb on a plate. And now it's just Yabi. Rotates into a lost B site, but Aurora are closing in from all angles on the map here. Back turned, and Jota, a free kill. Multiple freebies in that round for Aurora.
A lot of chaos in that round, but Aurora really able to squeeze a clean one out of it. When you consider that Woxic has to cross back into B, and there's a double pop control round for Astralis, Xantares absolutely bails out that bomb by getting a multi after his B entry. Goes back to help Woxic make it to the bomb site. And really awkward timing for Device, but Aurora right now capitalizing. And what is a comfort pick on this T side. Sick double from Xantares.
Nice!
Xantares.
I mean, you're seeing a lot of frustration from Astralis. They can already feel that this one is well and truly getting away from them. The idea that Aurora are going to be sat 5-1 up before you even have guns coming back out is a big problem.
Oh, too slow.
Woxic won't be able to get any more. Flash play in for Stair. It's not a bad idea, but couldn't deliver anything from it.
Just the fact that that first player is able to, or Woxic's able to run in and kill the first player before the flash even comes out is crazy. Ample pace, but these pistols fight back. Gun grabbed here for Hooksy. Maybe give it to Magisk. It's on the other side of the map right now. If they shuffle those weapons out of position on Ivy, Aurora can't afford to regroup. Major is just waiting towards the B side of things. Feels like the freest way to win this round, just 3v1 on B. They could execute if they want. Ticking the boxes before they do. Just
in these moments, man, it's really rough for Astralis. They're kind of sitting back, hoping that they're in the right place, and that's all you can do. When Aurora goes skulking around the map like this, it's Hooksy dead first. That's the gun dropped out of the round. Good kill back for Device, but he can't take it any further.
I just love that call for Aurora, right? They throw a full execute into B. Hooksy here's the calm A, B nades. He rotates off position. Wakadi just dry swings him at the perfect second. That one rifle caught in the open.
You end up just with like a tremendous fear built up throughout the round. You know, you're sitting around waiting for any tidbit of info, any kind of knowledge as to where it's ending up, and then almost can't help but overreact in that situation the moment you hear that exec coming in over towards B. Match is getting very, very good at using these long, creeping silences against Astralis.
Yeah, it's something Maui was talking about on the desk. You know, Aurora against the top dogs, when they run this kind of stuff, they are often predictable. A lot of top teams can outbrain them, can read the 4-1 setups. They're very execute-heavy team that they can be, but, you know, against a team like Astralis right now, who aren't in their prime form, it's working perfectly for Aurora. They've got them shaken, they've got them flustered, they've got them in the hole.
I think it's also a tribute to like the trade work out of Aurora. You're never feeling the freedom to get aggressive in these mid-round creeps, right? If you were kind of sat in a 4-on-3, you can push, you can prod, you can try and find them in rotation, but Astralis are never in that position. Stair out here alone in pop has got a lot of players ready to try and crunch down on him. It's Magis getting aggressive first, but now smoked in pop. So 4v4 found. When all is said and done, they'll trade Magis on his B aggression. There's a bit more of it in store, potentially. Hooksy Flash to tee him up, swings in and knocks out Wicardia. So finally an advantage here for Astralis.
Did they over-rotate here? They only saw Wicardia. They didn't see these other players with the bomb. They're just going to walk out the ramp smoke. Hooksy looking the wrong way. Body block, but not enough. Magic just finds that headshot. Device missed shot, shooting blanks on the AWP. He runs into Woxic. He has had a series of misses in this map. Round-changing shots. And without them, Astralis are forced to save. Aurora 6-1 up. Device has had a very poor major. And from the eye test alone, this map could be the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes from being a series of missed majors to now a series of major misses when he finally gets back to one. And at this point, you know, like the alarm bells should have been going off for a while. Really, the moment Nuke concluded, but now you're getting that horrifying vision of just Aurora steamrolling you on train. There's a very real world where the final map for Astralis played at this major is brutal.
Vi kan også prøve at lade dem execute ender. Jeg tror altså ikke, det er så...
Timeout called in. Astralis needs solutions, and they need them now.
I think they're, you know, time are coming in. Astralis talking about it. I think, you know, a lot of criticism comes on some of these players, and, you know, rightly so with the standards that we hold them to. But I also think Rugger has managed to avoid a lot of the criticism in this team, right? This is a guy who said, when he brought in Cadian, who said Hooksy was never an option, right? Never even considered bringing Hooksy in. Finally, this change obviously happens, and Astralis did have a big uptick, right? They're running Astana, a series of better results from a very low-standing Astralis. But, you know, this is a coach who has been on Astralis for years now with little consideration to their results. I don't know what he's bringing to the table here in a moment like this, but I don't even know how you can save this squad at this point. 6-1 down. I think Astralis have big changes to make that maybe go ahead of just the players.
I mean, chancing around here. They found an opening, but an instant equalizer provided by Major. An unlikely candidate to do it. He walks that smoke out towards main and stifles the aggression. Astralis wanting to try and deny this main control and just remove a tool from the arsenal of Aurora. And it doesn't go their way. Yabi with the spot out here towards Ivy. Got Device nearby, they swing together and they both die in an instant.
It's clinical.
Hooksy getting split on here. They're coming in from both sides of him. Just has to pick a fight and commit to it. Runs the risk of getting shot in the back, and there's Major to do exactly that. Aurora up 7-1 as Magisk has to hang back and save. This round started with a 5v4 for Astralis. And past that point, they don't get a single kill.
It's turning into a deathmatch now, not even really seeing much utility, not seeing any XX required. Aurora haven't gone for a 4B assault, often because Astralis have fought them in the halls, and every time Aurora getting out the better side. It's been a clinical match from Aurora. And this is what we wanted to see from a team we hold to a high standard on the Turkish side. A team that has been making playoffs all year long, started their year with a bang in Bounty and a grand final. And yeah, they've hit the wall at times, right? A team that struggled to even find wins in playoffs, but now shaking that off their back, taking a trophy for the first time in these players' career. We expected more of Aurora. Right now we're getting it. BO1s may have not been their favorite place, but two very close games against stage 3 teams, no less, FaZe and Paravision. And now against Astralis, pure domination. This is not the team you want to draw on that final day of play.
bad pickup. Hooksy, the one guy shooting back right now for Astralis, and there's the crunch in towards upper. All right, nothing really to fight with in that round. They bring a bit of pace.
Happened
At
so
this
quick.
point, feels like screw it, why not, right? Why not try and get aggressive right off the rip, and with nothing to lose. They throw themselves into these fights, and in the blink of an eye, that one gets away from Aurora.
Happened so quick. And Magus has been getting a lot of success pushing up B, but he's just had limited support with Aurora molotoving off Pop every single time. So 2 players up from B, 2 from Pop this round. Astralis all in on their aggro, but it's a round Aurora can just forget about. They don't need to let it lead to greater issues. Woxic even pulling out the AWP on the A side is something I'd like to see here. Be it Ivy, be it these T-Con picks. Let's see where he puts his sniper. Decent spawn as well for it.
Stair's been trying to get aggressive over here towards main, but Wicardia so often playing ahead of all this util here to kind of try and shut that down. Now Stair seems aware of this and will land the spam to find him in that cubby. Common position for Wicardia in these A-hits. Flashes are good, and they try to play through it right in to Stair. On a tear right now, 4 kills deep and looking for the ace. This would come from nowhere. For the longest time, this guy was the most consistent piece of Astralis, so entrusted with a bit more responsibility, and that's why Stair answers the call.
Okay, now it can mean something. Never too late to show up here for Stair, looking for a 5-round half, back-to-back wins, putting Aurora's money in the mud. Sick ace out of Stair.
It's a really, really pretty sequence. It's a round that leaves you feeling good if you're Astralis. Hopefully it warms Stair up into this game a little bit. They're gonna get dealt another fast play out towards A. This time it's in a Hooksy. The mowdown for Astralis stops Aurora in their tracks. Back to the drawing board in an awkward 2v5. Going for that fast A play kind of cost you everything. You have no util left to throw here other than these smokes, and everywhere you go, you're at a disadvantage. So this is going to take something really special if Aurora are to try and find a way back in. Round decided in seconds. Saving here, not a bad idea. May as well send Woxic in and see what he can do. Wicardia's looking to get out with the gun. Woxic will fall, and so Astralis, all right, they're shooting for the stars. They're looking for 5 at the end of this CT half. Can they get there? They've broken Aurora's money. This AK is the only thing Aurora are gonna have.
It's best they can muster, and it has to be enough. 4 straight. It's the aim of the game here for Astralis in their dying light on stage 2.
Can't get ahead of yourselves here. You need every round you can get. CT side is where you're meant to do your best work here on Trade. And so even 5, the best Astralis can get, still might not be enough. But at this point, they've just got to hope Huxi plays ahead of all this util out towards main. Has to get aggressive. Will deal with Woxic. With that early clash, a 5v4 found for Astralis. It looks like Aurora just want to respond by playing down in towards B, and they've not been respecting this smoke. Major picked up on the other side of the map. They play it down in through the ramp, and they'll get chewed up. No chance for Jota, surely all alone in a sea of Astralis players. He's looking to thread the needle. Plays it through the B site, might have a free B on Magisk. Didn't see him there, don't know how, won't come to matter. Astralis able to chain together 4. They've given themselves a lifeline, but the true battle, the test comes in this second half. They've got a T side ahead of them. They'll have to play their best one yet if they want to stay alive in Budapest. Astralis trying to helm a very unlikely comeback as they make their last grasp for the Major in stage 2. On the back foot in a big way, that's 7-1 down. They go on a streak to close out that first half, but Aurora now get to move on to the comfort side, this CT side of Train. Winning the pistol, suddenly game's right back on. But if Aurora pick it up, they could run away with this, and those couple of rounds down the stretch for Astralis will mean nothing.
Lots of nades, but getting through this kill box of Ivy against USPs. It's the first step. Jota pushed back by the Molotov. Astralis surge forwards. First staging taken, but they've got a lot more to do coming into this A-bomb site. 2 players trying to lurk with them. Huxi put down very low. Woxic's got support, but not for long. He falls as well. It's the captain back sight with a double headshot before he departs. Xantares and McCarty, the stars of Aurora.
Yeah, it's the 2 heavy hitters. They're the ones you've got to get past now. Huxi with the plant. Xantares doesn't take this as a time to close in. Wakadia has to check for device, and he'll get found out straight away. It's only Xantares. First tap lands. Spots Yabi with the 180 as well. Device closing in for the backstab. Puts Xantares down. And Astralis keeps streaking them together. They're up to 5 in a row now. Pistol secured, and this gap will close up.
Okay, maybe we've got something interesting here for Astralis. An unlikely entrance here into Train. A map that has done them nothing but disservice this season. Their last 2 maps on it being losses to Aurora, trying to buck the trend like the Turkish side did on Nuke. But we got this force buy first. Expecting something aggressive here in your face. Lots of util used by Aurora. Constricting Astralis to the spawn.
I like the quote you just saw from Major there as well, right? Knowing that, sure, Astralis might have just found the pistol, but they are on the hardest half, especially for this team in this head-to-head. T-side Train can very quickly start to feel like a nightmare, and so you're hinging on the fact that when those rifles come out, Aurora can just get back to their winning ways. I'm just not trying to put too much pressure on the team just yet. Now 5v4 in this round, not a bad way to start with your force, and they're going to remain mobile with it. Get the stack assembled out here on A in time. Magisk Stare both play through. Are they ready for Major? Third piece out through the pop dog removed. Woxic Scout has been a problem already in this series for Astralis, but not in this round. Device gets rid of it. Well, they check for Wakadia. Magisk tries.
Careful.
Now that's the bomb given away. Wakadia boxed into the tiniest of angles. Doesn't have a lot of room to work with. Tries to buy himself a bit more space. Time's running low for Astralis, and they've got to close in. They've got to deal with Wakadia. He's playing a delay.
Nice move.
Looking to get out of there. He's remained elusive at every turn. They just can't get a beat on this guy. Time continues to tick down for Wakadia. And Astralis' best bet is just to rush him down together. They keep the pressure on.
Hearts racing in that round. Felt like he was dodging them at every step on the headshot angle. Give him a rifle. That feels like a round win for Aurora, but Astralis continue on this unlikely path, evening up the score. 6 rounds straight across 2 halves. One more eco to make it easy. This is going to be Astralis in the lead for the first time this map.
And if they win this round, it's the first time in the entire series they've been in the lead. Constantly playing catch-up, constantly playing from the back foot. Been a while since they really remembered what winning feels like, but something going here, and it's feeling very, very similar to when they attempted that comeback at the tail end of Nuke. They hit this point in the game where they really get dialed in. They didn't have the longevity for it back on that previous one, right? Just getting shut out in a 24-round game. Can it be a different story here on Train? This next round will be very telling.
Yeah, this would be shocking for Aurora to lose in this fashion, right? They had full control, they had everything to play for, and they still do here coming into CT side gun rounds. But they may be feeling a bit uncomfortable right now as momentum has shifted well and truly to the favors of the Danes. Woxic's Orb makes an appearance. Astralis start hard towards B, Stare lurking in main.
I mean, we've been getting a lot more mileage out of Device on this map. It's night and day between this and Nuke. So this would be a great time for Woxic to arrive in good form, good fashion with that AWP. But a fast play down in this B site. You won't have a chance in this round as he's left out of the action. Without this B hole taking shape, round is already over for Aurora.
It's just ugly for Major. It's in-game leader brain, a fatal dose of it. Pulls out nades when he's getting rushed through a smoke. He didn't see Yabby up close, but what else could you expect? Astralis, explosive B entry. And another round as this streak just looks to continue. 8 rounds in a row for Astralis.
Yeah, this was 7-1 to Aurora's favor.
Just an absolute capitulation. Could not have seen this coming.
Terrorists win.
Astralis now emboldened as their lead grows. They're making a big grasp for victory on a map that has been anything but kind to them this season. But you can feel the whole nature of the game's changed, right? Aurora anticipating the slower, less confident Astralis from earlier on, and that couldn't be further from the truth right now.
Yeah, not getting any respect with a round like that. Hooksy classic, just aggressive, cool, using Mac 10s well. And now Astralis just have all the money in the world here to break through on this T side, so the job gets harder for Aurora. Burn a second timeout. Woxic, known to at times really be a passive AWP, be a guy throwing utility, setting up his team. That's what he was doing on T side of this map. Wasn't really ever looking for entries past that 7-1 streak. And so I really want to see him try and get involved and be the difference maker here for Aurora. Try and force an advantage. Something that Aurora desperately need at this point in the game. He's got the tool for the job. Astralis getting no harassment here. Stair is coming through this smoke.
Oh, risky to play through, but there's Woxic on the line, firing off, denies that lurk.
Going.
It's an acceleration in towards B. Wakadia this time better prepared for it, puts up one, rotates starting to arrive, but they're cut off right now by the util.
No rush.
Astralis grind to a bit of an awkward hole here. It's only Yabi in the sight. Magisk has to try and get in with the bomb, and as Yabi goes looking for space, playing it forward, he'll get picked up. Device Orb fires off for a double on the flank, but it's only Magisk now. 1v3. Here's Jota on the ramp. Knows he's got a 1v1 in front of him. He's going to take it cleanly. No one else was moving in for Aurora.
Nice.
Magisk steals himself away, buying as much time as possible, but as he wraps in through the smoke, Magisk onto something now. Woxic has to end this, and it's all Magisk all day. A huge 1v3, and the streak continues for Astralis.
They just can't be stopped. 9 rounds in a row, and you're winning clutches like that. Aurora, too quick to try and chase that down. As Jota rushes, his team smoked off. They can't assist. They have no information. And he gives Magisk the kill back into the round. Such an important clutch. Ready to give up on Astralis. But they're demanding a third map right now. Playing like it. That was Woxic's best round yet on the AWP as well. 2 kills. Including the 5v4, everything we asked for. Aurora have to dial it up. Oh, what? Xantares gets Xantares peaked.
I mean, you can just feel how much faith Astralis have right now. They're looking so energized. This was a team that had their head in their hands for 10 rounds straight, it felt like.
Okay.
One back from the Woxic Orb.
Woxic, yeah, play aggressive. He knows they're not in main. Stair's dead. No armor, no chance. Hooksy burns through him. Woxic couldn't get to position in time, and with that, they lose the sight.
Cardi are up close, but I mean, even attempting this round feels like it's coming from a place of desperation for Aurora, who are quickly running out of chances on train. Damage comes in. We'll get Device off after he's planted that bomb. Do you want to try this? Util out of Wakadia. Just falls a little shy. Forces Yabi on a slightly more passive angle, and he hears him tag there in the molly. Wakadia moves in. Hoping to recover this, but Hooksy there to take it all away. The captain with 4, and Astralis in form.
Where has that come from? And look at the pace change. Look at the difference in play here for Astralis. Aurora were bringing this to the 7-1. They were playing with no respect, super aggressive rounds. Then they slowed down. It let Astralis back in. Astralis are not playing cautious or considerate on this T-half. They are throwing themselves at Aurora, looking for this upset on the second map. A map they were done for. But 10 rounds in a row for Astralis, an undeniable comeback. And Aurora, not even close. Losing that 1v3 to Magisk was the way back in. And they even fumbled that.
Yeah, it's just so unthinkable. I mean, this is a map that since Hooksy joined the squad, they've only been able to win twice ever. A map that has caused them nothing but problems, is anything but stable. And they do it after a 7-1 opener from Aurora. 7 might be all they get. Astralis looking to end this with one hell of a streak. 5v4 delivered by Device, who's really found his voice again on this AWP.
Yeah, he was looking like a problem. Remember those first few rounds? Missed AWP shots, missed opportunities, opening deaths. And then he goes for the fight that Woxic never attempted in the T side. A quick pick out main, finds the scout. Device, right when you're ready to give up, reactivates alongside Hooksy, top of the server. Coming off the back of a huge 4-kill round to put Astralis in the conversation. 4v4, not out of the woods in this round, but you'll notice utility is a miss. Aurora have nothing. No kits, no nades, no way to stop anything from Astralis.
Now you're left relying on individuals, and it's individuals who have all been struggling for a very long time. Major looking to be the first point of contact out here towards Ivy. Captain gonna have to put the team on his back. Major on that swing, falls straight away. And Astralis come creeping ever closer to this A play, to this map point. Stare with the backstab connects. 3 versus 2. Bomb looking to go down, and Stare still hungry for even more. Been electric ever since that ace.
Bomb has been planted.
What can Xantares even hope to do here? Device on the line, Stare nearby, ready to trade. Will pick up that first. He heard Stare trying to get in position as well. Chasing down this kill, Stare will stop him. And his stairway back in to the series presents itself to Astralis.
Just multi-kill after multi-kill from different players on Astralis. Hooksy with a 4K, Stare with a 4K in this round, Stare with an ace. Device finding opening kills. It's like a different team right now. I don't even know what changed in this game for Astralis, but they woke up and they're putting Aurora to bed right now. 11 rounds in a row, ready to close.
I mean, this is an Aurora who have always had problems in high-pressure situations. It's not uncommon to sometimes just see this team fall apart when the pressure's truly on, and believe me, it is now. This was meant to be a comfortable series. You even saw what Major was saying to the team to open up this second half. It's Astralis on the T side, the hardest half for them. Aurora thought they had this one in the bag.
Yeah, Major said at halftime, my aim's on fire. He's had 1 kill in this CT side. And it's not like anyone else has made his job easier. Complete capitulation. Jota, no defense of this B site. Positions change now as Woxic orbs upper. Magis got tagged by him on Ivy earlier. He's still here, ready to lurk at a moment's notice, but it will be a late play as Astralis look for an execute on this B bomb site. Aurora, positions looking good right now. Will they be baited by the fake, the util thrown out by 2 players of Astralis?
You're just hoping you have them twitchy, you have them nervous here, and they're going to overcompensate. They dismantled the B stack, but not for long, only for a second in fact. Stare's kill will complicate matters, and this is Astralis looking to go 12 in a row to close out Train and keep this series burning. 15 seconds left, time running low. Device dead on the climb out through heaven, and it's just Hooksy top of the board, top of the server, dropping in. They'll give him a bomb plant. Can he run back? The Magic's clutch over at B. Up on the line. Woxic shuts him down. And streak broken. Aurora finally wins something on Train.
Yeah, after 11 rounds in a row, doesn't it just feel too late? This was Astralis in a very similar position back on Nuke. They brought it back to the last round of Reg, still couldn't close. Aurora need to one-up that now. But it is only one round, one desperate round where time decides for Astralis. Unbelievable game we've had, and there's still more tricks, still more turns.
It was a really good showing from Woxic in this round, who's struggled to be in the right place on that AWP. But maybe that could be something to look forward to. Maybe they're trying to rally the troops in that timeout. It is the stance of we can still turn this around. Just a fable Aurora are telling themselves, or can they prove it? A lot of respect from both teams. No one really making a grasp for info in this round. Astralis are quite happy with that. Gives them a tremendous deal of freedom to move around the map here, and with Aurora kind of flying blind, you're forced to burn through some of this early util to the point where they really don't have anything left to try and take the pace out of this round. They're at the full mercy of whatever Astralis decide to run. Fast play out in towards this A site with 3 players barreling up through Ivy. Was that one round from Aurora just delaying the inevitable? Woxic caught looking the wrong way, shot in the back, and Astralis looking to get this done. Xantares in a box, fully surrounded, and a dead man for sure. Astralis fight back, and this series can now belong to anyone. Momentum sides with Astralis on a map that's caused them nothing but problems. An insane comeback from 7-1 down. They stop Aurora at 8.
Is letting the last map linger in their brain. So as long as they're able to mentally reset, move on, they are the better team here. They play the style that they want to. I think that they should be confident going into this.
So for Astralis, it is
over.
No, you keep getting this wrong, Jacob. It's Mirage. It's the third map and potentially going to be over for Astralis.
Eliminations right there, and this is the map that decide who goes home. Aurora, after one hell of a choke, back on Train, 7-1 up. A game that they might have nightmares about for some time to come if this series goes against them. You want to see Xantares starting things off in good form. You want him with hot hands. Major going to open this pistol round as Astralis come in fast, up tempo, trying to ride the highs of Train. It's not worked out for the first couple of fights. Can Magis claw back lost ground? He's in with the first. Silenced after the fact that this one's starting to get away from Astralis fairly dominantly. It's just Device.
Did not feel like a purposeful miss window smoke there on a fast con push, but didn't feel like it would have made much difference anyway. Aurora slam Astralis in the pistol round. A map that, frankly, both teams have had trouble on, so it really is open for the taking. You would maybe trust in Aurora's individuals more, but if there's one thing we know about Aurora, it's a team that can get tilted. It's a team that can get in their head. So that's why Maj is bringing some hype after a pistol round, trying to bring his troops back in line to close this series. Astralis trying to stay cold and calculated, at least with evidence that they can win from any scoreline after a 7-1 comeback on Train. Just pistols flying out of Palace here. Jota has 0 support, so we need a couple of kills out of Jota, or Astralis will get CT control with a rifle and a bomb plant. The longer they wait, though, the closer Aurora gets. Smoke in the Palace will not stop them. Or at least it doesn't need to. They're going to choose to hold on, bleed out this round.
A couple of players here who are going to be feeling a little bit cold for Aurora at the end of Train. Jota, Major, and Wakadi are all only managed 3 kills in that second half.
Oof.
And so, kind of feels important that they get a good start under their belts here if they want to shake off the rough feeling that might be hanging over them right now.
Timing for Xantares to move in and assist Jota. They combine for 4 kills, make it all 5. So Aurora, no issue with the ante, but here's where the true test starts. Astralis T-side, Hooksy masterclass back on Train. Was calling some very up-tempo rounds and all of the players performing under his banner. Multi-kills galore from Stare, Hooksy, Device, and even Magisk with a clutch. So let's see this mid-take.
Oh, they run in, they fight it dry, and they'll get the reward for it. Woxic and Xantares picked up out in the window.
They beat the smoke. They dish
Red
it out.
carpet rolled out in this first rifle round, 5v3 like that. You don't get it every day.
Hooksy's fine.
Bully Hooksy out here in top mid, the nades to harass him, but he's just wasting your time right now while the rest of Astralis move into position. Molly burns Jota into the open. Gets out with his one and repositions, tries his hand at coming up the ladder, and that's going to see him wounded, brought down low.
Still time to change your mind. You probably should with Hooksy up short like this. All players have rotated into A. Device finds his second kill, and the bomb is already out of there. In for Major, they know both players' positions now. Astralis can just knife out into this B-bomb site. Aurora was a good rotation, but Hooksy stays ahead of it by remaining active in middle.
Bomb has been planted.
And so Astralis have a plan B in mind. Maybe a round we just see Aurora saving, positions too far gone. So nice entrance to the gun round here for Astralis. Just death roll in middle.
Looking at Astralis and their odds on this one, it feels like really would be the time to have a bit of impact found for Yabi. Even on the win in Train, he wasn't much of a contributing factor. He's had a pretty strugglesome time at this major. Player who has high highs, but also very low lows, and kind of swings wildly between the two of them. Consistency's always been a bit of a problem for Yabi, especially inside of this Astralis squad.
Yeah, it does feel like since Stoun's left as well, he's dropped off a little bit more. Even though initially there was an uptick with Stare getting more star rolls and Yabi being put into more anchor positions on CT side. But hard to maintain those numbers in difficult spots. However, I'm in agreement. I don't think he's done anything mind-blowing at this major by any means.
I just think Hooksy played a really good game, as well as cooling some nice rounds back on Train, but getting those fantastic Hooksy games back-to-back is a real rarity for Astralis. He's usually good for one. And so that's where you want someone else to try and bridge the gap a little bit. Some aggression here in this round for Xantares and Jota. Double setup over a ramp, but an awkward death for Xantares as he struggles to track the push. It falls to Jota, who holds the line. Here's Magisk barreling his way out of Palace. Jota still good for even more. And now up on top, it's all Jota. 4 kills found as he answers the call, and this round stalls out for Astralis. It's just there. Moving in. Major out of jungle, able to catch him. Fantastic scenes for Jota. You hope that's a sign of things to come.
It's a problem poised on that A bomb site for Astralis, that's for sure. Definitely a scary place to be with Xantara's always on quick rotation, but now Jota putting up a huge multi-kill. Going up and over, sending Astralis back under. Moment of brilliance that will make Astralis second guess these A hits. And will even force a timeout early in this T side.
Fast mid play, and again Xantares tries to catch him with the spam, but doesn't come out looking too great from that engagement. It's Woxic able to open things up. We look to Jota again to try and bail out Aurora, and good for one. All across the map, it's chaos here. You've split the defense as well, and with Device finding success out towards B, pressure is on for Aurora. It's now that Xantares might be regretting trying that window fight to open up the round. He's low on health. The only player over here towards A. He takes an aggressive line. This is the bomb out here in Palace. Xantares has to be clean with it, can't sustain a shot. And so a nice free kill for Stair.
It really was the health being the difference maker. He put Stair down to 11 HP. But one bullet keeps Astralis back in this round. And with the bomb seen, they get to rotate around the world. Does the penny drop for Wakadia? He's considering a move over. But the longer it goes without the bomb planted, the more you can perhaps feel that Astralis are getting tricky, and yes, they are. Back to that B site, Wakadia with a wrong read.
This is really giving Aurora a taste of their own medicine. Getting tricky with it in the mid-round in this 2v1, and putting distance between yourself and Wakadia. He's just on the wrong side of the map here, so that really should be enough for Astralis.
He's going to realize too late as well. He has to check A, and yeah, now the penny drops. Just out of position, unfortunately, and Orb Save is his best move. Gamble that does not pay off here as Astralis get a second round off of Stair and Device in a very chaotic situation. Wheels come off in that round. Astralis chase short. They chase out ramp. They push the con smoke. Chaos prevails, and Aurora's money under the microscope. Looking like they still want to buy around 2 guns. First a chat to talk it over. So Aurora saying Woxic's name, so perhaps some expectation that this AWP was saved on A. And trying to find out where it's going to start. More than enough options here for Woxic. And again, one of these situations where just want to see him at the forefront of the round here for Aurora, making the opening play. So he shall. It feels like Astralis have called the perfect round already. Yes, they're going into Akadi's rifle, but that's it.
Full blind flashes are good. He's able to get composed here as the flashes wear off. Akadia with a blinder. How much more was he expected to do there? Gets out with his double. He's teed up the rest of Aurora to try and make this round happen. And in amidst all the madness, Major plays his hand through the market all alone, feeds a kill to Device. There's a backstab brewing. Buy a bit of time for Jota, as right now he embarks on one hell of a flank. Round stalls out for Astralis. They themselves have a lurker out here in mid. Magisk just floating around all on his lonesome. So this leaves a 3v2 open in the B side.
Oh. With these plays made maybe too early here with no bomb down. Don't need to jump the gun. Bacardi has given you faith in a round like this. But Astralis are waiting for their third piece to join them before they do anything. Couple of engagements that have soured the mood here for Aurora. But eventually the onus is on Astralis to put that plant in. Woxic needs to catch the cross. Who's going to go for the package? Device picks a position. Maybe looking to fight towards market here. 20 seconds. Astralis making up their mind now. It's a good nade. Jota doesn't move. Bomb on default. Pressure on Aurora.
Bomb has been planted.
Oh, Hooksy. Lovely sequence to seal the deal on this, and Woxic trying to get out of there with the AWP. They're giving chase. Device is coming for it. That's only the leg. This AWP is now in jeopardy. Device keeping the pressure on. Are the rest of Astralis going to continue in this hunt? They want to try and knock out the AWP. It's the only thing that Aurora are going to have in this next round. Woxic can't part ways with it.
There's nowhere to go. Nowhere safe. Oh, I don't know. 4 health. Close as it comes here for Woxic, but he saves the AWP. I still don't really like how Aurora play it though. In the market, they're letting MP9s take contact. Your best weapon is the AWP to hold a cross from a short player, from a side player. Woxic can snipe anyone going for the bomb, and he's holding flank. Would have loved to change your positions there for Aurora. They got very paranoid with the slowdown. And Bacardi's double is in vain. And even Astralis now favored on the odds. As a sign of the times for an Aurora that had this game in the bag on the second map.
Woxic's AWP fires off, but it's going to get caught. The trade found, and no one there, no one alive to pick it up. Astralis moving into the lead.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists.
And they do so cleanly that hero AWP barely even gets to play a part.
So that team knife as well coming out of spawn. Bacardi already tagged, so it's getting a little bit scary here for Aurora right now. Feel something brewing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not uncommon with this Aurora squad in their final games to see Xantares, the star of this team, go quiet and oftentimes have some of his worst performances. And right now, he's had a really, really rough start. You see him trying to play confident, trying to be involved off the rip, but so often it hasn't really been to his benefit. Definitely want more mileage out of Xantares as the star at the center of Aurora.
Think about Nuke, think about how well he delivered, how clean that game was until Astralis pulled a little cosmetic comeback.
With a swing early, but caught by that lower wrap. It's a big double from Yabi. We've been waiting for this guy to fully arrive in the silver. Oh. And here he is with an important triple. Tees upstairs to try and seal the deal here and now, but he can't control the AK. Bomb lost out in top mid. It falls to Magisk versus Major. And Major hears him every step of the way. Still can't deal with him. Time and time again in these clutches, Magisk has proven to be a very safe pair of hands.
And if you weren't doubting your tournament life already, you certainly are now. Major puts down a clutch that felt on rails for him. All the info, straight up duel. Magisk jumps in and plucks the round out of the palm of Aurora's hand. A Yabi triple. Still, Aurora made it interesting, but not interesting enough. This is Astralis streaking now, 4 straight on the T side. This is an Aurora that is starting to doubt it. And you know these players, the mechanically skilled players of Aurora, hate to see Major lose a round like that. A guy who's been talking about at times in this year, it felt like his team didn't fully trust him, didn't fully believe his calls. And, you know, arguably at times for good reason, right? Struggling to break through and win a playoff match for months. But if this is Aurora coming crumbling down, when they could have just made this game an email back on train, this could be worst case scenario for a squad that felt like a shoo-in to every playoff of the year.
Stack was in the wrong place. So the hope of winning this partial round is very, very low for Aurora. They lose Antares out there on an island in middle. And Hooksy just farming up against these pistols. Couple of kills back for Wakadia. It's him and Jota trying to make this interesting. But Jota knowing about Magisk flushing them out. And success only comes in streaks for Astralis.
Right, gotta start now, Aurora. I mean, these are your last couple of chances here on the CT side on the favored half of a map that both teams have had trouble with in this season. And Aurora, Astralis is playing together really well. Hooksy leading another great T side.
Terrorists win.
Astralis, they've been the masters of the mid-round in this match, right? That slowdown on the B-bomb site, the reset in the 2v1 against Wakadia. Some of the calls they've pieced together, while simple, have just been perfect solutions to Aurora. Double orb coming into this round for the Turks, and you've got to hit hard here, or this is going to be a dominant T-side.
I'm just getting real concerned as well whenever we see on the cams, like, Antares looks so frustrated. You know, he's the top performer in this entire series still, in spite of the lost map back on train. 41 and 33, leaps and bounds ahead of anyone else on his team. But if he's, you know, feeling a little ruffled, a little tilted here on the arrival of map 3, they were struggling to win these games even with him performing well. They're certainly not going to do it without him.
Team certainly succumbs to tilt. Astralis playing like they have nothing to lose here.
I mean, in a certain way, it kind of feels like Astralis is playing with house money, you know? Like, their major journey looked like it was over just a map ago, 7-1 down.
Keeping it simple again. Mid fake take, and then just the B-pop. It's only Wakadia's orb here. Good smoke. That will pose a question for Astralis. Do you want to risk it? They can wait it out, but it doesn't look like they want to.
To the AWP, collateral, Wakadia!
Fade away.
Are you joking? Has a savior emerged for Aurora, looking to break the streak of Astralis. And at this point, every shot he fired has been dead on. Wakadia is wanting even more. Orb strikes fear into the heart of Astralis as Aurora get back on the board.
Okay, yeah, Wakadia felt like he was the one guy trying to keep them in this game with a couple of multi-kills, even on lost rounds, but that's something else. Astralis called a bluff on that B smoke. They get skewered. Kalat in apps. And barely a counter strafe on that escaping shot. Wakadia sends him out of this B-bomb site. Still chance on the half here to break Astralis' money going into round 12. But these A hits have just been brutal.
You know, wherever you go, you're going to be running into an AWP. They really know about Wakadia's. How do they feel about Woxix? He's sitting with his out here on triple. Push through. Woxix hits his. The flashes are great, but Jota not firing off might actually do him well in the long run. He gets the element of surprise, the drop on the first player. Yabi there to sideline him, and they get through this A-stack. Wakadia trades off the AWP. For now, the object might be to lend an ear to Major, who's on this backstab out through Palace.
It's winnable.
There's been a couple of fumbles for Major in this game. This can't afford to be one of them, as he's got the element of surprise. He's got the drop on Astralis. He will have the ability to bring this back into a 2v2. There's the check on device. Now you know where the rest of Astralis are. You're prepared for the CT post plant. Smoke down. That's going to obscure vision. Need to break this one, but there's another on that bomb, and so it's well handled out of Aurora. 2 on 3. A man down, they make it happen.
Yeah, imagine with all 3 as well. Forget the bomb. Astralis break the smoke, and both players from Aurora fighting. So big save from Major, who's had some awkward moments, like you said. Astralis cashes the question, and none is the answer. They got to force up for this final round of the half. Game like this truly deserves an even split at halftime. The roller coaster as both teams try and survive one more day in Budapest. Try and earn a 2-2 game and hope luck of the draw guides you into stage 3. Nothing in this for Astralis. It's just a hero Galil on Yabi. Zantares 4 and 10 despite this late game Aurora recovery.
Yeah, he's really not been a part of it. You hope that with his teammates keeping the game alive, it buys time for Zantares to get his head in the game again.
Got to keep eyes on middle. They know that was an A fake from Hooksy.
Cardia swinging wide on short. The Eagles could have found him there. They're closing the gap. Here's the support. Zantares lends him a hand. Device dead as Zantares feasts on this mid play. And with the bomb away from Astralis, the hope of winning out this half has just gone out the window. Along with that bomb, Zantares seals the deal on this half with a hat-trick. And maybe that's going to bring him back into the conversation in this final half of play. This is what it all comes down to. The final half, loser going home, exiting the major far sooner than you would have liked. For Aurora, been a year where they've been securing playoffs, but struggling to get the silverware, struggling in high-pressure situations. For Astralis, it was a big achievement to even make it back to the Major after years of absences for this once prestigious organization. Both teams in good form, so someone is leaving heartbroken in a couple of rounds' time. Opening kill in the pistol goes the way of Astralis. Yabi hears the steps, and Jota's closing in. The rest of Aurora now start to arrive. Yabi's got the spot, and the rotates are on their way.
Oh, Woxic tames that P250. Spotted is the bomb. Astralis all in here. 4 players fighting forward. Huxi committing with his team as they try and put these Glocks to bed. They're going to do it with ease. Woxic gone as well. It's a clinical shutdown on this A site from Astralis. Flashes on flashes. And a flash in the pan, perhaps, just for Aurora in this series, as they have to look for yet again a recovery late in the half. Astralis, when you're least expecting them, looking to keep this series going. Did it from 7-1 down back on train. You said it was 2 teams that shouldn't be here. And, well, the stage 2 squads entering straight into the Major in the top 24 have definitely had their problems. We've seen more underdogs run through this Major. We've seen stage 1 teams find cleaner runs into stage 3. Both these teams suffering that fact, falling to young, plucky squads.
For both of these squads, it's been a matter of rounds difference in the games that they've lost, right? Aurora had problems closing in the BO1s to FaZe and Power Vision. Same can be said for Astralis with their day 1 of the Major.
So this isn't Astralis looking for the full reverse sweep, right, from O2, and there's always one at the Major, it feels like, to get away with it. Is it really going to be Astralis? A team who felt they were in waning form after a strong honeymoon with Huxi's addition. And while they come off of a decent event in Chengdu, right? Managing to take down Na'Vi and Mongols and even a map off of Vitality. It's Aurora who come off of a trophy, the first in their career, taking a BO5 all the way over Legacy. Xantares finally lifting a trophy at an international event. He felt like that was ready to propel Aurora forward. They are slumped back in their seats. They need this gun round.
Xantares left to fight all on his lonesome out here in mid, and Astralis is putting a lot of resources here to try and deal with him. They're creeping up close, so he better be ready for a couple of fights here for this mid control. Stair might just walk on him. Oh, that's a flick and a half out of Xantares.
It's not too late for the Turkish Terminator.
Exec out towards B. And it will get shut down. Huxi and Magisk give Aurora a run for their money, and you would forget about that flick very, very quickly if this round goes against Aurora. Huxi still refuses to go down. Finally dealt with now. We're into a 1v1. Woxic commits to the plant. Aurora's southpaw. Fresh mag put in as he looks for a clutch to close the distance on Astralis. Swing out, and Woxic's got him!
Rifle is sharp as hell on this guy. 3 kills to keep the dream alive for Aurora. A round required. Keeps it simple. Just goes for the swing. Final timeout here used by Aurora, and it's relatively early. Down a round. Trying to calm their nerves after a clutch, after their first T-side round. When Hooksy is your best performer, what does that mean? Shouldn't be a good sign. Still, Astralis hold the lead for now.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that can be equal parts impressive as it is concerning, right? The idea that on back-to-back maps, Hooksy has had to go absolutely massive for Astralis to pull up and win them. But apparently he's up for the task. He was someone who even kind of on the run-up to this major was talking about how he doesn't really buy into this idea of just making it back to one in this Astralis squad is enough to celebrate.
Especially when you didn't even qualify right off of like an RMR or earning a spot. It's just based on your results throughout the season that, don't get me wrong, have been better for Astralis since Hooksy's addition, but still, I feel like you want the feeling of earning something, of finding success at a standout event, and the major is that event.
And so if you come here and you go out 1-3, you know, it doesn't really feel like it's done anything to remedy the downward spiral of this Astralis org. Hooksy with the jiggle, spots them making their way up cap. Allows Magis to connect one on the spam. Already Aurora a man down. It's Woxic hot off the back of that lovely clutch. Dead first. And the round just grinds to a halt for Aurora. They're hoping they can catch an extension here. They've been blocked on shore, which is where they wanted to head. Waiting for that smoke to fade right into Hooksy. Zantares can't find the trade either, so from bad to worse here for Aurora. Hooksy's even hanging around looking for even more, and that will eventually give one away. That just made it past Device. Oh, little awkward here, but eventually gonna get iced out. Device playing with his food, waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
Yeah, you can't let Stare die for that one, but it's fine. They get the round. Worth it in the long run. Astralis reviving, responding to that one gun round, and because it was so close, coming down to a clutch from Woxic, this is Aurora on pistols.
Counter-terrorists win.
Even heard Yabby, I think it was, saying Glock, so they're aware. Astralis have got them right where they want them. Barely upgrades. Tara's being put down on ramp, and even though Yabby's not had a star series or major by any means, this is where he can earn some flowers by keeping the A site clean. If you lose Yabby, might see a panic rotate that opens up a bomb plant. That's not what Astralis need. Magic plays ahead of the pack, pushing into B. He's not going to get any further than that. This bomb, nowhere to go. He keeps it clean as intended, so this is 10 rounds to Astralis now. This is their best opportunity. From the dying lights of 7-1 on train to a significant lead in this third map, looking to eliminate Aurora in devastating fashion.
I mean, dude, Bacardi's had tremendous output. This is around a chance for him to just showcase some individual skill on the Deagle. Keep those hands warm and get yourselves ready for this all-important rifle round coming up next. Time is running out for Aurora, with Astralis building upon this lead, moving ever closer to the finish line. Zantares has had a very frustrating game, 2-5 in opening fights, so he spent a lot of his time here on map 3 just watching from beyond the grave as it's been largely out of his hands. Jota sprinting down through mid. There's a Xantares opening. That makes a world of difference. A 5v4 early. Major with the bomb. Pressure out towards ramp as well. But the read here for Astralis is they start shifting players around very early on. A stack already assembled out here towards A.
Major not wanting to go through that smoke with the bomb and risk the round off his play, but that trade felt required to win over the A site, a site that still harbors 3 Astralis players. Yabi getting cheeky, and it might just pay off. Nobody's looking, nobody's considering. Cause for concern here for Aurora as Yabi waits in the fade. Stare. Same idea, better result. Gonna get the kill with his teammate, 4v3. This bomb resets. Hooksy calling for help, and he's gonna get it.
Oh, they're thinking that Aurora are gonna stick to their guns in this.
Seeing a player in con will do that to you, but Hooksy still needs to hold the line.
I mean, look, he's been playing fantastically in these last 2 maps. Career B-side player, so it should be good to try and offer up some resistance here, calling for the rotates. Hooksy under pressure. They're all around him. He's just looking to buy time, but can't buy enough. It's the young guns on Aurora that bring them back into the conversation. Yabi's backstab closing in, but Jota's on this line already. Will shut him out of this retake, and Device can't go further. Can't go beyond. Aurora keep themselves in Mirage, and that orb gets removed.
Unlikely candidate Jota from the bottom of the board to give them that 3 kills on the hits. Hooksy definitely feeling the pressure. Just trying to swing into a fight, taking every peek he can. He gets timed out of it. Feels like Astralis really didn't give him any help there. Would have loved a second rotate. Perhaps trusting in himself, as you said. A strong series from Hooksy. But one man, not enough to stop Aurora from breaking back into this game.
I mean, you're at a point where you can still achieve this in regulation. Astralis running out of money. They put everything into this round, but if Aurora can pick it up, this is suddenly a tie game very late in the day. You'd be attempting the steal at the 11th hour, looking to rob this one back from Astralis. And so this next round is of paramount importance. Neither team in a good spot financially. And this late in the day, this one could be that final push. And what a sequence it is out of Astralis to open up. 3 kills in an instant before Aurora realized this round has gotten away from them. It has. Bomb controlled for Astralis. They batten down the hatches. They play around the bomb. And it might be a really reluctant and drawn-out save here from Aurora, as this one so decisively has gone against them. Even then, save is so far from guaranteed. Wakadia dead on the exit. And look at that mini-map. Astralis, they do want to try and knock this gun out of play. They want this to be punishing. They want this to hurt. Tee themselves up for a nice, easy win at the tail end of the series.
Just impressive staying power for Astralis. I think they had every reason to crumble out of this series on a map that has done them so wrong this year on train after losing their go-to of Nuke. And in the fashion they lost it as well, with a devastating comeback denied. A 7-1 deficit. And Astralis just, I don't know what changed, but they leveled up. Had wind in their sails, had an incredibly oppressive T-side. They brought that here into Mirage as well. Streak of 5 rounds in there. Running rings around Aurora. putting out any bright light that this Turkish team had to show, and now they have nothing. No money, with 11 rounds hanging over their heads. And Aurora that have been a shoo-in for playoffs throughout the entire year. Is there any hope left here for Aurora? Rifles out middle, all five fight together. Like birds from a feather, but it's Astralis who flock back to the bomb sites.
I mean, look at this move from Hooksy. It's very ballsy to have done this late in the game, but he's pushed all the way through the apartments, and he now knows Aurora don't set their sights on B. Depending on timing, he can catch this boost, and there's Hooksy with an early 5v4 delivered. He's been one of the guys hitting hard for Aurora. He's the first to fall in this round. We've been saying Xantares has felt a little quiet, a little tamed, looked in his head at times here on map 3. If there ever was a time for him to find his form, it's now. Or it may be never. Reclaims 1 kill. It's a small step in the right direction, but you've got to go so much further, hit so much harder here if you want to stay alive in Budapest. Woxic putting pressure on over towards B, gets out with a rifle and now looks to rejoin the rest of his team. For a moment, they've pulled most of Astralis out of position, and I say most because Yabi, sitting in over here towards ramp, has a part to play still in this round. He'll wait. The rest of Astralis moving into position to try and commence this retake. They've let Aurora get comfortable.
So still not great for Astralis. They have to come from CT, but the post plants are really strong for Aurora right now. Hooksy might have to be the hero.
Xantares looking to fight. Plays it wide out from jungle. Catch on device as he looks to cross on in. And time is so quickly getting away from Astralis. Gotta move quickly now. And that's when Jota pounces out into the open. Time expires and stare dead. Aurora keep themselves alive.
The most unlikely 3v5. Hooksy puts his team on his back, a double kill down under, a risky repeat, and you feel like it's all enough for Astralis to close this round out. Aurora have other ideas. And Yabi, who tries to play it safe, perhaps too safe in this round, as it gives Aurora the room in that post part to set up shop and shut down the retake of Astralis. You can never stop believing in Counter-Strike. And evidence of that Astralis economy in tatters. They're going to risk it. They are going to risk it all. Full buy up here now to allow this scoreline to close up. Absolutely anyone's game at this point. Shocking 3v5.
Hooksy has always been the type of captain not afraid to take risks. Sometimes it's only with the heftiest of gambles that you can reach out and touch greatness, and that's what Hooksy's called for here. An all-in buy this late in the game. If you lose it, Aurora close it up and it's 11-all. It's a brawl all the way to the finish. Aurora keep it low and slow. Don't want to lose anyone in the opening stages of this round. They know that they're going to complete this comeback. They've got to do it together. There's strength in numbers here, so they'll group for an A hit. No one for Astralis is home.
Creeping through.
Ask for a boost around there, surely.
Always spamming these smokes, but there's rifles on the other side, and Device pays the price with his life. Aurora get the site, bomb plant default, CT control taken. A picture perfect round that Astralis may as well throw in the towel. This buy wasn't silly, it wasn't risky, it was just about Astralis trying to maximize investments, but it means that this one is weak. And with that comes no kits and no hope. Astralis give it up. Better than a full eco, they get to try it again. But this is a game that Aurora are looking to level out and showcase some staying power from a team that we've seen crumble all year long. Just never this low, never at this point in the tournament. Aurora trying to keep themselves together, find one more round before all is said and done.
You get the comfort of those saved guns now if you're Astralis. A chance again. That's why they lent into a bit of a stack, a gamble in that last round, and there's more of it here with aggression to open up. Major found first on this lurk out towards the apartments. The captain of Aurora now having to call the shots from beyond the grave. Zantares tries to walk in. Device gets the spot off with the Deagle, but he's lost his teammate. Jota, finger to the pulse, plays it out through Palace, and looks to level out this game for Aurora. An important sequence from Jota, stops that getting weird, denies the rotates. And this one over in seconds. Astralis back off to save once more. This game is going the distance. All 24 rounds needed.
And maybe even more. A mind game now on where Aurora are going back-to-back. Hard hits on this A-bomb site from Aurora. Do Astralis put resources in this position? Or do they expect adaptation? Captain's called upon to solve the puzzle of round 23. No coach allowed.
Team that had their faith shaken in their captain earlier this year in Aurora now have to hang on his every word and hope that he can call them through in these final couple of rounds. Again, with the slow-paced start, Aurora feel pretty tied to this, right? You don't want to risk throwing it all away on the back of some explosive play like it felt like they did just rounds ago. Zantares has to prepare himself here as Astralis come looking for this opener.
Look at that mouse slam.
An early 5v4 for Astralis. But this late in the game, the pressure never truly lets up. No round is for granted. Nothing's given. You got to take it. Bomb goes back to join up for this A hit, and that's right as Device has decided to move in. This could be the bomb uncovered. Device on the line. Woxic can't give this kill away, but he has to try and create some space to play through. Wakadia dead next. 5-on-3, starting to get away from Aurora, and it's getting away decisively. Just Woxic. As so quickly, hopes dashed, dreams deleted. Astralis looking to move on a match and series point. There's 20 seconds in this. And Woxic plays it forward, but this is out of desperation, surely. What can you expect from him here? Just doesn't have the time. He would have to work a miracle. All four players have gone on, and with Woxic dead, Astralis are the ones with a chance to close this out.
Just a fever dream game here for Aurora, crumbling in the final map. Working so hard to pull this game back to their favor, and still Astralis find map point first. 3 straight hits from Aurora, but Astralis with the benefit of overtime, but they don't want to get there. Surviving to a final day is all Astralis can think about. Aurora, 5 deaths away from elimination in the major.
Oh, and this is a crazy move from Device. He was a non-factor to open up this series, had a resurgence back on Trade, and now he's taking liberties. It's Woxic Sniper, though, to open things up.
You'd love to see him get involved first.
As Antares failed in that last round, Woxic succeeds. And Aurora looking to go back to the old faithful, an A rollout. Late in the round, this time with a 5v4.
Yabby's best map of the major yet. He is the one man inside of this bomb site as Aurora set up the execute. He's got to pick his position and pick it wisely. He's just missed that timing. Mid re-clear for Astralis.
They're re-clearing middle, but they're going to be locked out of A. This one might come down to a retake after all.
At least they know there's no lurkers, but they've got to win this in a 4v5 on the A site.
Yabby's got a nade to break, but the timing isn't there. Aurora playing it slow does them well here. They'll get in with that bomb plant in a 5v4. Spam damage exchange, and Astralis time to dig deep.
Oh, no.
Device plucked out over the top of that smoke. Woxic now owns this line out towards CT. Full blind off the angle. Magic wrestles one back. Stare still committed to this backstab, trying to do it quickly and quietly, but it's a hard feat to do them both. Has to get a move on now as Magic still tries to maintain pressure, maintain control. You're looking at Stare.
No.
There's the backstab. It's just Magic, the captain of Aurora, and he's fumbled it. Dead at the last hurdle. No kit. Defuse in, and Astralis have just got it. Milliseconds the difference. Magic couldn't clutch it. And Astralis live to fight another day!
A 2v4 to close it out. 4 kills from the experience of Magisk. Aurora, a harrowing game, a harrowing elimination. A year of playoffs for this team.